Well, I am originally from Mexico, right? And I did all my training there. I did my medical school in a town called Puebla, which is where I grew up, a town about 100 kilometers southeast of Mexico City. And then for my fellowship, I moved to Mexico City to the National Institute of Medical Science, which is like the Mexican NIH. And I started my internal medicine residency. And about my second year of internal medicine, I decided that I was really passionate about taking care of older people, and particularly older people with cancer. I noticed that there were a lot of problems in this population, that they had a lot of needs. And then I started to do research about how I could train in this area. And I ended up doing medical oncology. I completed my fellowship, and in my last year of medical oncology fellowship, I met Dr. Artijurria, who was one of the founders of geriatric oncology, which is what I do now. And I had the privilege of being with her for a year in LA at City of Hope, learning about geriatric oncology research. And then after that, I've dedicated my entire career to helping older people with cancer in Mexico. And that's why after the successes we had in Mexico with our geriatric oncology clinic and our research, I was hired to come here to work at the Cancer Center to start a geriatric oncology program and also a global oncology program to create collaborations with other countries outside of the US. There are a lot of challenges, right? Of course, a lot of opportunities, but also challenges. And I think it's part of the job, right? Those challenges are what make our research better. But most of the challenges that I faced in my journey so far are related to the lack of resources and the lack of funding for medical research in Mexico, right? And I understand that this is a crisis everywhere. There is a lack of funding, a lot of great ideas are not funded. But in low and middle income countries, the resources for research are very, very limited. Not only financial, but also statistical aid or statistical advice, research assistance, all of the things that in many places are taken for granted, in other places do not exist. So I think that has been one of my biggest challenges, trying to find the support to do research that is a little bit outside of conventional stuff like geriatric oncology. But I think that through international collaboration, networking, finding the right partners, I've been able to overcome those challenges. And I hope that the same thing happens here, right? As we start growing our geriatric oncology portfolio, our global oncology portfolio, there will be challenges, but the most important thing is finding those right partners that can help you in the way. Nobody does these things alone. So I think that what I would tell my former self is that you should persevere, right? Perseverance pays off. And if you have an idea and if you have a passion and it is something that you really want to do, there are ways to do it, and that you have to persevere. And of course, you have to be able to change your mind and to go back to the drawing board every once in a while. But that if what you are really passionate about is worth it, you should persevere with it, even though there may be challenges. Well, I enjoy doing a lot of things in my free time, from active stuff to not so active stuff. I love mountain biking. Actually, it's one of the things that they used to lure me to come here to Denver. So now in the winter, I'm starting to take on ski, which is something that we don't do in Mexico, but because we don't have ski stations, right? But ski resorts, but I'm enjoying that as well. And I'm also a big fan of football. I mean, the real football, soccer. So I enjoy watching soccer games on TV, and yeah, I'm going out. I enjoy a good dinner. So yeah, a lot of stuff. I try to do a lot of things that are not work related, so that I enjoy work more. My favorite cultural celebration? Well, I really like Mexican celebrations. And the best Mexican celebration is Dia de los Muertos that we do around Halloween. And yeah, so that celebration is very nice. It's the day in which people who have died come back to Earth for a fortnight. And you prepare like an offering at home, put the things that the people enjoyed a lot when they were living, and that's a very nice celebration. Of course, the other one that's amazing is Christmas, right? Because it's a great opportunity to get together with family. Now that I live away from my family, being able to go back home at Christmas and see everyone is always nice. Yeah, I think there are many actually. When I was back in Mexico, when I started working at the hospital where I worked, we did not have a program for older people with cancer. And in many cases, these people were either not getting treatment or getting overtreated, having a lot of toxicity. And after a while, after starting our program, we started seeing that a lot of people were actually doing better, right? Feeling comfortable, feeling that they had help, etc. And one of the research projects that we did in Mexico, or that I did in Mexico, was giving patients a smartphone to track their daily activity in order to detect toxicity early, using changes in their daily activity measured through the smartphone. And we, at the end, gave patients a qualitative survey to fill in whether they thought it was acceptable, it was useful, etc. And the kind of feedback we got there was very nice, because they told us that they felt that somebody was with them, that they were being taken care of. And I very much remember this patient that actually fell in love. She was this older woman, fell in love with one of our research assistants, and she called her my guardian angel. And we gave them a smartphone, right? So they sent us, a lot of the patients took the liberty to sending us pictures of their home. So she sent us pictures of her dog, her garden, and that kind of thing, right? Being able to actually connect with people and help people in their everyday life through your research, beyond what you can publish, right? Beyond whether you can show statistically significant differences in things, right? Just being able to make people feel better subjectively, I think that helps me every day. And I think that the best advice is to find someone who is a mentor in this as well. Just as we need mentors for learning how to do a clinical examination or how to do research, you do need mentors and people you look up to when you're starting to take on leadership roles, because the type of tasks that you have to do, the type of responsibilities that you have are very different from when you are a researcher just doing things with yourself, right? So that would be my best advice. Find role models, find mentors, and stick to those learnings when you're starting to take on leadership roles. Yeah, so I think a lot of people don't know about me is that when I started in medical school, or when I chose to be a doctor, I really chose being a doctor by kind of luck. I wasn't planning on being a doctor. I wanted to be an economist. My mom always wanted me to be a doctor. So a couple of days before choosing my final career for university in Mexico, I changed it to medicine. And so I started in medicine, and it turned out to be the best decision in my life. But yeah, I was about to be something completely different than a doctor. All right, people think that people that are doctors, it's like, oh, they had a calling, they always wanted to be a doctor. But no, I kind of fell into it, and it really worked well.